All right, guys, great show so far. In this episode, John Shrek McPhee talks about tap, rack, bang. Pay attention.
I'm John Shrek McPhee, the Sheriff of Baghdad. Next thing we're going to talk about is the most common malfunction, and that is the tap, rack, bang malfunction. And there's a lot of ways to do this, and I see this on the range time and time again, and I do this under the video diagnostics. And for best practices for a human being, the least amount your hands move is going to be the quickest you can be in this malfunction. And what I see, every day I'm on the range is what I see guys yelling at other guys is stay in the fight, work through the problem, stay in the fight. And the truth behind this is I kind of think this is crap. Because here's the deal. This weapon's my best friend. This weapon saves my lives and the lives of the guys around me. I don't have to fight the weapon. It gives me very definitive input. And as I get this definitive input, all I have to do is listen to it. It's a weapon. It's a definitive machine. It does certain things. When it tells me certain things, I know to do certain things. And one of those things is the hammer falls and the gun goes click. When I hear this, I know the bolt is forward and I probably have an empty chamber or a bad round. And generally this happens after a reload. So sometimes it's because the magazine doesn't lock and the bolt doesn't pick up a round. There's a lot of different ways this can happen, and truthfully speaking, these malfunctions are always happening on the range, and because the weapon's my friend, I'm going to have the smallest amount of hand movements, and it's going to be the quickest it can be for me to fix the gun. Now, a lot of what I see on the range is, the fine motor skills versus gross motor skills argument. And truthfully, there's no such thing as fine or gross motor skills. Your brain just sees these things as actions it takes. And your brains can control where your thumb go, where your elbows go. So there really isn't the fine motor skills argument. What I see on the video diagnostics is really a moot point, and there's no such thing. You go back to your level of training, and if you train to do this correctly, you are going to do it correctly. If you train to do this incorrectly, you're going to do it incorrectly. It's that simple, because the brain doesn't know good habits from bad habits. It just knows habits in general. So what happens is, as I go to try to fix this malfunction, the reason the weapon is in your primary hand, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, is because you are better with that hand. Your non-firing hand, the reason it's your non-firing hand is that hand is pretty much dead to you. You don't do anything with it. So that hand has less dexterity than the firing hand. So what you'll have to do is take the weapon and accommodate everything you do with the firing hand and accommodate the non-firing hand. And what I'm talking about is I move the gun around the non-firing hand. And what happens is, as the non-firing hand moves as least amount as possible, this is going to be the quickest it can be. The whole stay in the fight argument, I don't fight the weapon, I just fix it. And it gives me very clear communication. When the gun goes click, I know to tap the magazine, rack the slide, and shoot again. I know that that's what it's telling me. It's not a woman, it can't lie to me, right? This is very definitive, and this is what the weapon does. So next thing we're gonna do is, I'm here with Darren from Silencer Co. He's gonna be my demonstrator. And we're gonna walk you through the tap, rack, bang, right? So the first thing that happens on the tap, rack, bang is the rifle comes up, gun goes click. Right? We know either we have a dry chamber, the magazine isn't seated, there's several different things that could happen here. So the first thing he's gonna do is tuck the weapon under his armpit and turn the magazine towards the non-firing hand, move the non-firing hand, and just try to seat the mag. It only takes a little bit to seat the mag. You don't have to get your hand out there. This is a waste of time. The next thing is he's gonna turn the gun over, right? And he's gonna accommodate, again, the non-firing hand and charge the weapon. Once the weapon's charged, he's going to assume a good grip, push the gun out, good grip, good stance, and he's going to fire the weapon. The tap, rack, bang generally happens after a magazine reload, and what happens is the gun doesn't pick up a round, or it could be a bad round. Whatever happens doesn't matter. What I need to know is the communication between me and the weapon to fix the problem. The fight isn't down. The fight never has to be here at the weapon. The fight is down range. That's where my focus needs to be, and that's how I fix this problem. I'm John Shrek McPhee, the Sheriff of Baghdad. Tap, rack, bang.